The two most competitive high school games of the state finals ended with identical scores. East Grand Rapids 24-21 winners over Orchard Lake St. Mary's, and Montague 24-21 winners over Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central. That game had a little bit of everything. Some costly turnovers, lead changes, and big plays, but in the end it was the Wildcats coming out on top. It certainly wasn't easy for the Wildcats. First drive of the game and already trailing 7-0. Cody Cater stuffed on 4th and goal at the 1. Things did return to normal for Montague briefly in the second quarter. Kevin Blackmore, a 2-yard touchdown run to tie things up at 7. And then Cater finding Anthony Root on a 7-yard touchdown toss. Wildcats taking the lead 14-7 at halftime. The adversity, though, striking the Cats yet again. Opening drive of the third quarter, Cater heading to the end zone in a possible 2-touchdown lead, loses the ball, recovered by Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central for a touchback. Then another disaster, a fumbled punt, which led to a Falcon touchdown and a tie game at 14 apiece.
Yeah, we had some things happen to us that caused some, things for us that, gave us a little problem and got us down ultimately.
Fourth quarter, Monroe's Mike Howie breaks off a 42-yard touchdown run, putting the Falcons on top 21-17. But despite the adversity, that's when the senior, Cody Cater, goes back to work, leading Montague on a 6-play, 80-yard drive in just over 2 minutes, culminating with his 10-yard touchdown run. Montague holds on, defending its Division VI state championship 24-21.
We made all those errors, but that just speaks volumes about the team. We just came over everything, and we just came together as a team, and the chemistry is so tight within us that we knew we were going to get the job done.
Unbeaten, back-to-back. How's that sound?
That sounds real good. We're happy. We're a great group of kids last year, great group of kids this year. Like I said before, our seniors are a group that, now has been a part of 2 of those years and put together a 27-1 record. And a lot of that has to do with the guys that played before them in Montague. This is a tradition that's been building, and all those guys that played years ago helped these guys get to this level. And they played for those guys in the past, and they play for the guys around them as well. And that's all they did the last couple of years.
And with us here now on Sports Overtime, the head coach for Montague, Pat Collins, and the quarterback, Cody Cater. Gentlemen, you've had a couple days to kind of digest what took place down there at Ford Field and making it back-to-back state championships. As you guys think back on that game, what plays, what memories, what's sticking out in your mind now as you kind of come out of this weekend?
Well, I'm looking at that game finally on film and assessing how our kids played and doing the coaching bit. And, it was hard because we'd never been tested like that, and we had some things that we faced that we hadn't seen this year, and our kids were in a situation they hadn't been in. So as I watched it, I was real proud of our guys, how they responded to some adversity down the stretch, and they pulled it out.
Cody, talk about that. You guys, every game you get obviously a challenge, but you weren't challenged like that. Talk about being in that scenario on that big stage, finally, in a really tight game.
Yeah, it was a very close game, but during the whole game we kind of felt that we could pull it out, and the seniors, we just knew that we could come together and do one more, and that was kind of like the theme of the playoffs, is one more time, and we kind of came together for that last victory, and it was just a great thing to do.
All right, hold up your hand here. we don't want to. The finger has got a little wrap around it, as you can see right here. Cody found out after the game you had a broken finger. Tell us about that, and how did that all come about?
I didn't really think it was broke. I thought it was just very severely jammed, and it was black and blue, and it was stubby. But
and you did in pregame warm-ups.
Yeah, I did in pregame warm-ups, and kind of just I knew I had to fight through it. Last year I had a leg injury, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get stopped this time from doing the things that I was capable of doing. But I found out it was maybe it's sprained for sure and maybe broke, so we'll figure out later in the week.
Pat, can you talk about having a guy like that under center? I know it's not a one-man game when you're playing football, but you've got to have a guy who runs it. Can you talk about having a quarterback like that,
Cody's a special player. He's a special kid, too, and when you have a guy like that under center, you as a coach, he makes you look good, and he makes everybody around him look good. So it's fun to coach a guy like Cody because, the playbook's unlimited. You can do some fun things with the offense and let him just make plays. And, as a coach, you don't get that opportunity all the time. And we really took advantage of his talents the last few years.
So he played his last game. We're in Montague colors, off to Central Michigan now. Now that you found out, or have found out, he's got a potential broken finger, does the legend of Cody Cater continue to grow here? What are your thoughts now as you see what he may have been playing with that whole time?
Well, he knows every time we're working out in practice or doing something, he always jumps in. He's always involved. He's trying to return punts. He's trying to be the kick returner, and he sneaks in without me seeing it. And I'm always yelling at him, "Hey, get out of there!" You know, so I'm always trying to get him off the field. I don't want him to get hurt, and I'm not going to get hurt, Coach. You know, just let me play. And he always wants to be in the middle of it. Well, sure enough, he did finally the game. You know, just for the state championship, no big deal. You know, so. He did that, and he didn't want to tell me, and he didn't tell me, and I just asked him, "How you doing?" He said, "My finger hurts a little, but I'll be fine, and I'll just go out there and do what I do. No big deal." So, and that's what he did. So I'm not surprised. That's what he's always done.
I'm not sure if Butch Jones is cringing or smiling.
Yeah,
right now.
I know.
Obviously, every school that goes out brings a community with it. When you're in a city the size of Montague, this is who left the lights on when everybody left town. Talk about what it means to deliver that, not only for your coach, for your classmates, but really for a city.
We got our town behind us 100% through whatever we do, and it's great to be able to be a part of that town and those type of things, and just to know that they're behind us no matter what. And to be able to see almost like your whole town there at the state finals is just great. And to be able to do it for them in my last hurrah as a senior, and probably not going to be able to do that again for those guys in that town, but it feels great to be able to do it.
All right, so you may not be able to tell on camera, but Cody's just undergone a major haircut this weekend since the state championship game. Tell us how this all started. You've basically been growing out your hair now for a year. Why, and how did this play out?
It was I had a mohawk last state finals, and I deeply regret that. And during the beginning of the basketball season, I bet wide receiver number 3, Matt DeYoung, that I could grow my hair out to the end of basketball, or he bet me that I couldn't do it at the end of basketball. I was like, I could do it at the end of football. And so we kind of went on, and my hair just kept growing, and it got to a certain point. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to cut this. And we bet $15 on it, and he would have to grow his beard out for 5 weeks during basketball season. So if you ever head up there for a basketball game, you can see him with a nice beard.
Coach, talk about what this means to you particularly. I mean, to do it back-to-back years, very few people do it. I mean, I know there's some teams, obviously, that have won 4 in a row now, but to talk about winning back-to-back, it's very rare to do it.
Well, I'm one of the rare coaches, too, that have come back to their alma mater to coach where I played, and I know Pete Sturzman is also in that boat, too, and it's special because you have a lot of pride for that community already, and they gave so much to you, and then you have the opportunity to give back to them, and the hard work that goes into that, and I know that they gave a lot of hard work to me as I went through high school and so forth. So to go back there and accomplish this is something that just means so much, and I'm just so happy that it's for the town of Montague because like I said, I have a lot of pride for that place.
Pat Collins, Cody Cater, Montague High School Division 6 state champs, doing it yet again, guys. Thank you very much for the time.
Thanks a lot, guys.